Here's a fun fact. I once ate my entire life savings. Not spent, ate. It was chocolate. We'll get there. It started with the headline, $39 trillion national debt. I stared at it the way you stare at a word after you've said it too many times. It just stops meaning anything. My brain simply isn't built for numbers that size. It's built for rent. For why do eggs cost this much now? Trillion doesn't fit in the same drawer. I tried anyway. Pictured a stack of dollar bills climbing up past the clouds, past the moon, past the point where I could reasonably be expected to care correctly. I closed the phone. Opened it again, like the number might have quietly left. It hadn't. It never does. And because I'm an adult now, and adults understand scary numbers, I made a decision. I was going to figure this out. Noble goal. Catastrophic execution incoming. Enter Guru Owl, sunglasses indoors, channel called Wake Up Sheeple Finance, the confidence of a man who has never once been wrong, mostly because he's never once checked. The dollar is collapsing, he told me. Government's printing money like you print excuses. Only solution, gold coins. My gold coins. Link in bio. I trusted him instantly. He had sunglasses. Indoors. That's basically a PhD. The coins arrived a week later. They were chocolate, wrapped in gold foil, sitting in a box that cost more than the candy inside it. I had, financially speaking, eaten my own savings. Lesson 1. Free of charge. If the fix for a $1 trillion problem fits inside a BioLink, the fix is candy. I didn't stop there, unfortunately. I tried everything. I called my cousin Rabbit, who suggested we simply stop looking at the debt, on the theory that it might get embarrassed and leave. We stopped looking. It stayed. Very patient, that debt. I donated $5 to a website that promised to pay off the national debt, felt like a hero for 6 whole seconds, then remembered $39 trillion doesn't notice $5. It barely notices countries. I sat through a 4-hour doomsday video where the host, a different owl, promised collapse was coming any day now. The video was 3 years old. The collapse was still pending. I was starting to notice a pattern with owls. I tried the opposite approach, cooking videos, blissful ignorance, and got 11 whole minutes of peace before the next headline found me. Headlines have a way of finding you, like an ex who just happened to be at your gym. Somewhere in the middle of all this, I noticed something more interesting than the debt itself. How fast a made-up number could travel once it left someone's mouth. There was my neighbor, Pigeon, who heard from a friend of a friend that the banks were about to freeze everyone's accounts on Monday. Pigeon didn't check it, didn't ask where it came from. Pigeon just felt the fear. And fear, it turns out, travels faster than fact-checking. So it went out to 14 group chats before breakfast. Cousins started pulling cash just in case. Monday arrived. Nothing froze. Nobody apologized. The rumor just quietly evaporated, the way lies tend to when owning up to them becomes inconvenient. And there was Badger, who ran a podcast out of his garage and mostly just wanted to be first. When a rumor surfaced that a major bank was secretly broke, Badger didn't wait for confirmation. He added dramatic music, slapped on the title, "They Don't Want You to Know This," and posted. Turned out the source was one guy's 3 a.m. guess on a forum, backed by nothing. But by the time that came out, Badger's video already had 10 times the views of the correction nobody watched. Being first felt better than being right. It also paid better. That's when it clicked for me. A lie doesn't need to be true. It just needs to be fast and scary and easy to forward without thinking. Truth is slower. Truth is boring. Truth asks you to read past the headline, which is a lot to ask of anyone at 2 a.m. Truth was never going to win on speed. The only race it can win is trust, and that one takes years, not seconds. Exhausted, I sat down on a rock, apparently where all my realizations happen, and that's where I met Mole. Regular glasses, not sunglasses. Worked at some boring, unglamorous, actually real institution. Wasn't selling anything. Naturally, I was suspicious of anyone that unconfident, but I listened anyway.
The national debt isn't like your credit card, Mole said. You can't panic it away or pay it off with $5. But it matters to you, slowly. A bigger debt means the government spends more just servicing interest, which leaves less for everything else. Over years, that can mean slower job growth, tighter wages, more people chasing fewer good jobs. It's not a Tuesday problem, it's a decade problem. So I'm helpless? I asked. No, Mole said. You just can't control that number. You can control your own. That landed. Slowly, like everything does with me, but it landed. Then Mole handed me something actually useful. No sunglasses required. Build a small emergency fund, even a modest one. 3 months of expenses beats 0. Skip anything selling you both fear and a product in the same breath. That combination only ever means one thing. Put money into boring, diversified, long-term investments. Not gold candy, not one hot coin, just the slow, unglamorous race that actually wins. Keep building skills that stay useful, because the job market shifts and you don't want to be the easiest one to replace. Live slightly below your means instead of above them. The country's debt isn't yours, but your own very much is. Stay informed in small doses. Check the news once a day, not 40 times before breakfast, because the news doesn't move that fast. Your anxiety just does. And vote. Pay attention to who's spending what. I can't personally fix $1 trillion, but I can absolutely have an opinion on the people mismanaging it. I nodded along and felt something unfamiliar. Calm. Which, for me, is itself a little suspicious. Quick word from our sponsor, a very real one. This episode is brought to you by Doomscroll Plus Premium, the app that puts the national debt counter ticking up in real time right on your lock screen, font size maximum. Free trial, cancel anytime. You won't cancel, you'll just stare. Doomscroll Plus, because sleep was always a choice, and now it's the wrong one. I did not download it. Small victories. Then, against every instinct I have, I opened the comments. First, also buy gold. This is fake. Debt isn't real. It's a made-up number. I don't believe in numbers. My uncle says the economy resets every 50 years. He read it somewhere. Probably real. Why aren't you rich yet? It's been 12 minutes. I closed the app. Some things aren't worth the fight. Months went by. Then more months. I built a small emergency fund. Small, but real. I stopped checking my boring investments every day, which is apparently the whole point of boring investments. I got noticeably better at one actual skill. I ran into Guru Owl again. No more gold coins. Now he sells an AI-proof mindset course. Same sunglasses, indoors, permanent as ever, like some slow-growing debt of my own personal life that I've simply learned to route around. I ran into Mole, too. Still boring, still annoyingly correct. He invited me to a spreadsheet party. I went. I actually went. I'd changed. So here's the moral, and I'll keep it as small as it deserves to be. A number that big was never mine to fix alone, and it was never my job to carry. My job is smaller. It's my number. Emergency fund, boring investing, real skills. One calm decision after another. The economy is heavy, sure. I don't have to lift all of it. I just have to lift my corner. No gold coins required. I'm out.